In recent years, we've seen several athletes showcase incredible levels of sprinting versatility, with multiple 400 metre runners dropping elite times in both the 100 and 200 metres. In this video, we'll be taking a look at some of the best triple threat athletes ever to see who really is the most versatile sprinter of all time. The benchmark for excellence in the 100 metres is of course running sub 10 seconds, a feat which 169 athletes have achieved. In the 200 metres, there's been 93 athletes who've ran sub 20 seconds, but with many athletes who run both events having a 200 metre PB of approximately twice their 100 metre PB. I think that 20.00 in the 200 is a fair equivalent to make with 10.00 in the 100. For the 400 metres, I determined that a time of 44.50 is about the equivalent of running 10 flat or 20 flat in the shorter sprints, since 99 athletes have managed to run under 44.5. Finding these equivalent times then gave me a formula to calculate an athlete's overall score across the three events, with the athlete with the lowest score being considered the greatest all-round sprinter. The first athlete I'll be looking at is Xavier Carter. Carter has a 100 metre personal best of exactly 10 seconds, giving him a score of 10 for that event. He has a 200 metre personal best of 19.63, which I will divide by 2 to give him a score of 9.81. He has a 400 metre personal best of 44.53, which when I divide by 4.45 gives him a score of 10. This leaves Carter with a total score of 29.81, which I'll then divide by 3 for a more simple comparison with the other athletes to give him a final score of 9.93. Carter set his 400 metre personal best in the 2006 NCAA final, showing incredible versatility and durability by running that time just 40 minutes after he had won the 100 metre title at those championships. The next athlete I'll be ranking is Kenny Bednarek. Bednarek has a 100 metre personal best of 9.89 and a 200 metre personal best of 19.68, equating to a score of 9.84. His 400 metre PB of 44.73 equates to a score of 10.05, giving him a total score of 29.78 and a final score of 9.92, just slightly lower than Carter's 9.93. Tyson Gay is the next athlete who makes it onto our list, and even though he's a world champion in both the 100 and 200 metres, his impressive 400 metre time has gone under the radar among his other accomplishments, as he has a PB that's quite similar to Bednarek's. Tyson's 100 and 200 metre scores are 9.69 and 9.79 respectively, with his 400 metre score coming to 10.09. This leaves Tyson with a final score of 9.85. Given that Tyson has a blazing 100 metre time of 9.69, it always seemed like 19.58 wasn't the true limit to his 200 metre potential, and that he had the ability to drop a 19.4, but I'd like to hear what your thoughts on this are in the comments. The next athlete on our list is the 400 metre world record holder Wade van Niekerk, who was the first athlete to break the barriers of 10 seconds, 20 seconds and 44 seconds, with his astonishing world record run even coming close to breaking the 43 second barrier. He has a 100 metre time of 9.94 and a 200 metre time of 19.84, equating to a score of 9.92. His 400 metre world record of 43.03 equates to a score of 9.67, giving him a final score of 9.84. Michael Norman became the second athlete to join Van Niekerk in the sub 10, sub 20 and sub 44 club in 2020 when he ran his 100 metre personal best of 9.86. Norman's 200 metre PB of 19.70 gives him a score of 9.85, while his 400 metre PB of 43.45 gives him a score of 9.76. This leaves him with a final score slightly faster than Van Niekerk with 9.82. Norman has stated that he intends to run the 100 metres this year, since it was an agreement he had with his coach if he could win the 400 metre gold at the World Championships, which he achieved last year. Norman has the chance to run the 400 metres at World Champs again this year, since he received a bye, meaning he won't need to qualify. So it will be interesting to see how he performs in the 100 metres at US Champs, and whether he'll be able to run both events in Budapest if he qualifies for the 100. Michael Johnson is the former world record holder in both the 200 and 400 metres, with times that pushed the boundaries of athleticism to the next level back in the mid to late 90s. Johnson never focused on competing in the 100 metres, so his PB stands at 10.09. He has a 200 metre PB of 19.32, giving him a score of 9.66, while his 400 metre PB of 43.18 gives him a score of 9.70. This leaves him with a final score of 9.81. Fred Hurley is the latest athlete to join Van Niekerk and Norman in the sub 10, 20 and 44 club, and his switch in focus to the shorter sprints has paid off for him in the past 2 years, particularly in the 100 metres, where he won an Olympic silver and a World Championship gold in consecutive seasons. Curley's 100 metre PB stands at 9.76, while his 200 metre PB of 19.76 equates to a score of 9.88, and his 400 metre PB of 43.64 equates to 9.80, giving him a final score of 9.81, just fractions lower than Michael Johnson. This makes Fred Hurley the most versatile athlete with elite level times in all three events, but there is one more athlete we need to mention who achieved an even better score. Usain Bolt holds the 100 and 200 meter world records, which gives him scores of 9.58 for the 100 and 9.59 for the 200. He has the slowest 400 meter time of any of the athletes on this list with 45.28, which equates to a score of 10.17. Despite this 400 meter score, Bolt still gets a final score of 9.78, which according to our formula makes him the most versatile sprinter of all time due to his overpowered abilities in both the 100 and 200 and the respectable level he reached in the 400. Do you think any sprinters have the potential to beat this score in future? Please leave your thoughts in the comments.